So I haven't talked about the RetroBlox in a while. I thought I'd do another update. There's been significant updates since this was announced as the RetroBlox, which has a new name called the PolyMega. And they had to get the new name because there's some legal issues with the RetroBlox name, which was very similar to another company that was already using the name. So instead of getting into an ugly fight over nothing, they decided to change it to PolyMega. But I'm going to focus discussing the number one feature that a lot of people are actually interested in, because there's already competing systems like the Retron 5 out there, but there are many significant things that stand out that make this particular system different, and one of them is the ability to broadcast to Twitch and YouTube for streamers of classic games. And if anyone's tried to stream classic games, unless you're using an emulator, which nobody wants to use, it's very difficult, and you need special, you got to go buy a special device, and it's just complicated. It's not worth it. So this would make things like that very, very simple. I'd be streaming all the time if I could. There was an easy way to stream retro games. I only play retro games. I barely even touch anything new. I don't have a PS4. I don't have an Xbox One. Retro, 100% retro. So they did an exclusive interview with a website called the GWW.com. I don't follow the website, but this was one of the most recent interviews I could find. Let's see, when did this come out? This came out, I know it was like mid-July. Yeah, July 14th. It was a Q&A, and the question is, the ability to broadcast to Twitch and YouTube is an enticing feature for streamers of classic games. Can you expand on it? And without reading it word for word, other than the first sentence, it says, for now, we're working directly with Twitch to implement services that benefit our users directly on the system ourselves. So they're working directly with Twitch to try to come up with exactly what users want. By the way, they're actually listening to the users. That's how they're coming up with what modules they're going to build next. They're building it based on what the community is telling them to build. And the community, you can go on the PolyMega website, the community is telling them, we want the ability to stream direct from this console to Twitch, and we want microphone and webcam support to be able to do that. And basically they're saying that you're not going to get something super fancy because this is not an Android box. It's not going to launch with something fancy, but they are going to have the ability for companies to essentially make apps for either themselves or third parties to come in that are going to be able to make apps for this console. So what types of apps can be made? I don't know. But I assume things that would make streaming easier. That's what can be made, and that's kind of what they're getting at. So they're not promising. They have not said directly, yes, we're going to make it so you can use a webcam. Yes, we're going to do this. Yes, we're going to do that. All they've said is that you're going to have the ability, and they haven't said how that's going to come and whether that'll be available on launch. They haven't exactly specified. Yeah, so here it says, however, we do plan to grow the system and provide tools for companies to release new applications and projects on the system over time. So what that will include, definitely streaming, I'll tell you that. What else it will include, don't know. And finally, they did give an update on the Kickstarter campaign, which was supposed to have been started by now, and everything got changed as soon as they had that whole fiasco with their having to change their name. If you remember in the very early stages when this is just announced, they were actually looking for investors. So they already found investors. This thing is fully funded. They already have all the money. It's just a matter of they got it through private investors and corporations, so they don't need to rely on crowdfunding. However, they've pretty much said that at this point we're going to launch a pre-order campaign. And when it's done, which may be on a crowdfunding site or some other means, aka maybe their own website, because it's already funded anyway, We plan to be at this point later this fall, and when that happens, you'll be able to pre-order the system, which will have a target delivery of next summer. So we're about a year out from actually getting this console. I thought it was going to be ready to go in fall of 2017, but that's just the pre-order. So they're not even going to be, it's going to take them longer than expected to actually make the darn thing. So we're going to have to wait a long freaking time, which really sucks if you want to stream retro gaming. But that's what's going on. And if they do go crowdfunding site, I mean, they already have the money, so I don't know how they're going to do that. I guess put a really low amount that needs to be raised, because they know they're going to go over it anyway, and it's already funded no matter what. It's nothing more than a pre-order system. Hopefully they don't use crowdfunding site, because they do take a rather large percentage of the funds raised, and they don't need to do that. I'd rather see them just sell it themselves. Get it in stores. Retron 5's in stores. We do have a video out also showing the user interface and what it'll look like when you upload your games. And they have also announced, since they're doing everything legally, you can't actually upload your game and play the game without having the cart in the system. So you do have to own the game to be able to play it. You can't just download ROMs or anything crazy like that. You have to have the cart or the CD in the system to play it. Anyways, let me know what you think of this console. Are you going to be pre-ordering it, or are you going to wait for it to actually release? Does anybody have any interest in this? Anyways, please like, subscribe, and see you later.